All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Well, folks, Conference Championship Sunday is here. Four teams are left who still have an opportunity to win Super Bowl number 60. Four teams, four different avenues that they've used to get here. And of course, by the time that Sunday night is over, we're going to know who's going to be the best of the AFC and who's going to be the best of the NFC. And those teams, of course, will be punching their respective tickets to get to Santa Clara for Super Bowl number 60. I want to start off with the AFC Championship game as we have the New England Patriots traveling to take on the Denver Broncos. And of course, nobody in the history of the Super Bowl has made the Super Bowl more times than the Patriots from either conference. The Pats have been there 11 times, and they're going for their 12th trip, which would add to their record. New England does pretty well in the AFC Championship game historically. They've only lost four times. The only franchise that has ever beaten the Patriots more than once in the AFC Championship game, the Denver Broncos. Now, Patriots head coach Mike Vrabel is looking to not only add his name to a short list of players who have made the Super Bowl, who would have appeared in the Super Bowl at both as a player and as a head coach. But Mike Vrabel would become the first person in NFL history to appear in the Super Bowl with the same team as a player and as a head coach. We've seen coaches do it as far as getting there as a player and a coach, but not with the team that they won a championship with. So you look at the Patriots and they have their critics. Some people are going to say, well, you know what? New England did not have the easiest schedule, did not have the hardest schedule, rather, this entire year, but they've still gotten to this point. I'll tell you like this. I've said it before and I will say it again. You do not apologize for winning in the National Football League. And I'll tell you something else. Anybody who is still playing on Conference Championship Sunday, guess what? You deserve to be there. It's all about the turnaround that we have seen in year number one for the Patriots under head coach Mike Vrabel. They were 4-13 in each of the last 2 years. They're 14-3 this time around. New England is relying on their stout defense. They're relying on their young quarterback in Drake May, and they're also relying on the pieces around him. You look at this game right now. The Patriots are favored by 4.5. At one point, it was 5.5, got down to about 2.5, I do believe. And they're going to be favored going into this game, of course, because we know that Denver shockingly lost their starting quarterback, Bo Nix, to an ankle injury on a kneel down play just prior to the victory over the Buffalo Bills on Saturday. So now Broncos head coach Sean Payton is going to have to rely on Jarrett Stidham. And of course, I talked about Mike Vrabel looking to make history. Sean Payton's also looking to make history as well because he is looking to lead his second different team to the Super Bowl as a head coach. Did it with the New Orleans Saints as well. You look at it, and of course, there's going to be questions around the quarterback position because Jarrett Stidham has not played a lot, okay? I think for Denver to pull it off at home, they're going to have to do what they've done all season long, rely on their hungry and attacking defense. The Broncos have 68 sacks, or had 68 sacks rather, in the regular season. But even with that said, the Denver defense can be had, and we saw it at times from the Buffalo offense on Saturday. I think a key is going to be whether or not New England quarterback Drake May can take care of the football and not turn it over. That's going to be key. I think if the Patriots can run the football and protect Drake May, there's going to be opportunities down the field against this Broncos secondary for the likes of Stephon Diggs. On the flip side for Denver, clearly next game, if you win it, is a Super Bowl. But at the same time, I think you really, especially with no Bo Nix at quarterback and you're going with Jarrett Stidham, I think it has to be all hands on deck, meaning everybody else has to step up. I think this Denver D has to be lights out. I think you're going to have to need big time contributions from the likes of Cortland Sutton and wide receiver. You're going to need big time contributions from this run game as well. Now, we saw this Patriots defense heat up quarterback CJ Stroud last week for the Houston Texans. We saw the Patriots defense also heat up quarterback Justin Herbert in the first round against the Chargers. I guarantee you, New England is going to be pinning their ears back, coming after Jarrett Stidham, trying to make him beat them. The Denver has only lost one time at home this season. They lost to Jacksonville late in the season. New England has not lost away from Foxborough so far this season. Under the watch of team owner Robert Kraft, the Patriots are looking to get to the Super Bowl for the 11th time. The first time that the Patriots made the Super Bowl, Robert Kraft was not their owner. No owner has made the Super Bowl as many times as Robert Kraft. Of course, he's looking to get there with his third different head coach, third different quarterback. Remember, they got there in 96 with Bill Parcells as the head coach and, of course, Drew Bledsoe as the starting quarterback. But nonetheless, the Patriots are favored as of right now by 4.5 on the road. Game time to temperature is 23 in Denver, and I like New England in this one by the score of 27-17. Now, moving ahead to the NFC Championship game, you got two teams that are extremely familiar with each other, as you got the Los Angeles Rams rolling into town to take on the Seattle Seahawks. And, of course, there's no love lost between the Rams and Seahawks. You look at a team in the Seahawks, they're 14-3. You look at the Rams, they're 12-5. Two divisional foes. Played two great scrappy battles against each other that could have gone either way. And very quickly, or very easily rather, we could be talking about this game being played at SoFi as opposed to being played at Lumen Field in Seattle. You look at the Rams. They've been road warriors, okay, throughout these playoffs. They went on the road and knocked off the Carolina Panthers in the first round. A thriller against the Chicago Bears last Sunday night. And, of course, now they have to do it against Seattle. And, of course, the last time that these two teams met, it looked like the Rams had things sewn up until they didn't have things sewn up. So how do the Rams change that narrative? Well, when you've got two teams like this, two good teams, and they're so familiar with each other, it's going to come down to a play here and a play there, excuse me. I'm looking at this Rams defense. They forced 6 interceptions out of Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold so far this season. They're 1-1. They very easily could be 0-2. If you're the Rams, you got to sit back and say, well, no Zach Charbonnet at running back for the Seahawks. He's done for the season with the knee injury, but you still got to worry about Kenneth Walker, excuse me. And it's one of those where you know that the Seahawks want to run the football. It's one of those where the Rams defense, they're going to try to take that powerful Seahawks running game away and make Sam Darnold beat them from the pocket, which is going to be easier said than done. You look at Puka Nacua and you look at Devontae Adams at wide receiver. Yes, both of them are banged up, but they are still arguably one of the best wide receiver combos in the National Football League. But we've seen with the Seahawks secondary, they have the athletes back there to hang with Devontae Adams and to hang with Puka Nacua. When you have, like I said before, when you got two teams like this, it literally is going to come down to a play here and a play there. Coaching-wise, you give the edge to the Rams. Quarterback-wise, you give the edge to the Rams in this one. Mike Macdonald got to this point before 2 years ago as a defensive coordinator of the Baltimore Ravens when they fell to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. You look at the Seahawks, okay, since they've been in the NFC, they've not lost an NFC Championship game. Of course, the 3 previous ones were at home. This one is at home as well. I think the crowd is a factor. 44 degrees at kickoff, so the temperature really won't be too much of a factor, especially if you're the Rams coming from what you had to play in last week at Soldier Field against the Bears. Back and forth affair. Last team with the football wins. Who's going to blink first? I think this is what this game comes down to. I like the Seahawks in a tight one to get to the Super Bowl by the score of 27-24. So, folks, those are my picks for Conference Championship Sunday in the National Football League. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank each and every one of you for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. And as always, if you like what you heard and saw in this podcast, you know what to do. Just hit that like button as well as subscribing to this channel. And like I always say, it's greatly appreciated. Also, if you are on the X, formerly known as Twitter, you can check me out anytime at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you give me that follow, I'll do the same in return. And that also goes for Instagram, where you can check me out at 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge. Also, be sure to check out this channel after the games on Sunday, as I'll have plenty to talk about in the post game. Also, if you're on Facebook, definitely check out the Sports Depot 365. And as far as I'm concerned, one of the better sports groups going on social media. But until next time, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I'm signing off, and I'm saying thanks once again for checking out the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. Be well, everybody.